did we just make a connection? And it's just very off-putting because you're having this big, I guess, important scene during that, and I'm just taken out of it going, man, this is really white.
Mm-hmm. What's really bright?
Yeah, it's white and bright, and you don't really focus. I didn't focus on what was going on the most of that. So that kind of took me out of it. There's some poor, in my mind, poor writing in that scene where Dumbledore's talking about this train that Harry needs to get on. And right after this, Dumbledore says, words are our greatest magic. And right before he says that, Harry goes, where's the train going to take me? And Dumbledore says, on. That's a preposition that defines, in comparison to something else, that's his whole sentence. That's it. That's all he's got to tell Harry is, where's the train going to take me? On. It reminded me of an old George Carlin joke where he's talking about airplanes and airports, and they say, George Carlin, you could get on the plane now, and he says, F you, I'm getting in the plane. I just thought that was kind of funny. Mm-hmm. But other than that, like I said, there's huge epic scenes in this that look amazing. A lot of the color correction I really like in this film. It really helps. It was really dark. I'm scared. I want to see this in 3D, but I'm really scared because during the fights, I was having problems seeing it in normal. I don't want to put sunglasses on and see that. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. But there's a lot of this movie I really like. There's I think a lot of the shots could be condensed. There's a lot of them walking around rubble and books and rubbly books. Mm-hmm. And just like 10 seconds you could cut off, 20 seconds here and there that you could cut off to make this movie a lot more sharp. And what I think you talked about the night of is pacing in this movie. Just needs to be fixed a little bit. Other than that, actors gave great performances for the big part. There's a few like stuff here and there, and there's some things that normal fans don't get. I had to talk about after the movie, and people informed me of this is why this happened and all that kind of stuff. Spoiler alert: Voldemort hugs Draco. Just hugs him.
It's weird.
It's really weird.
It's awkward.
Yeah, that's all I have to really say about this film. I like it.
And then Voldemort hugs him.
He hugs him. It's really awkward. It's really weird.
I think it was supposed to be really awkward.
I felt like I needed a shower.
Really?
After that.
I think maybe it did its job then.
I don't like giving movies numbers because I feel like they're arbitrary and it's just whatever. But I feel for the big summer blockbuster, I'm going to give it a number.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It's somewhere like low 7s. Mm-hmm. Somewhere around there. It doesn't live up to the hype for an average person, but it's still, the filmmaking's really well done and really epic and just good to take in with your eye muscles. Mm-hmm. They're not muscles. No. But how'd you feel about this one?
So I'll try and make this fast.
Take time.
Okay, fine. So I want to talk about pacing for a second. The movie's really slow at the beginning. There's long pauses between what they're saying.
Well, when you've got the weight of the first one on your heels, it's going to slow you down.
It's true. Anyway, when they get to Hogwarts, it just starts moving.
This train don't stop for no one.
Exactly. I wish that they would have take some of that slowness and kind of given me time to breathe throughout the movie. Because as he said, there was a lot of they were just killing Horcruxes left and right, which I liked it, but I didn't like it. But I can understand that they only had so much time. But I kind of feel like if there was going to be a 3-hour movie, this probably should have been 3 hours. Does that make sense? I really wouldn't have had a problem with it being another 25 minutes longer, which I know that just sounds crazy because there is so much to take in that movie. But it didn't even really seem like a 2.5 hour long movie once you got going. Yeah, during the dead part, it was kind of check your clock. But I totally, what he said earlier, I totally get the definitely some of the kid stuff that was said. There was some stuff that I thought was kind of lame. I thought that I spoke on it earlier, fan service. Things like Neville Longbottom, which I can understand. He's a cool guy. I understand this is his moment to shine, but don't focus on him. It bothered me that how much he got focused on, and then there was other actors who have been in all 8 movies so far and got 2 minutes of screen time, and that was it, and no lines. But you know, whatever. But then there was plenty of scenes in this movie where I was just like completely blown away when they are in the room of requirement and the fiend fire. And did you see the fire? Did you see the fire bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my ticket.
That was just like, at that point I was just like, this isn't fun anymore. This is just, wow. Like, because fire scares me. I don't know, that's just one of those things. Fire kind of freaks me out. And
you didn't mean the movie's not fun anymore.
No.
Okay.
The events happening in the movie was scary because people were dying. Like, the one kid, like Draco and his buddies are like climbing up this big thing, and all of a sudden, like, one of them just slips and falls right into the fire. And you're like, wow, that's not a tickle charm, or not a leg locking charm, or not a a stupefy, just knock back. You know what I mean? This is.
Are these force powers? Keep talking.
Anyway, these are spells that they do in the other Harry Potter movies. Some of the other fan service that I didn't really care for was like the Ron and Hermione. They stabbed the.
Oh, you eat it up.
I did eat it up, but I didn't like it at the same time. I loved and hated it. They destroy the Horcrux, and all of a sudden they just make out.
Twilight.
Yep, it was like Twilight. It was better than Twilight. Better acting. It didn't look painful.
It was just for preteens.
I know.
To get their kicks.
It's true, but I still.
And trust me, everyone in our theater got their kicks.
Yeah, and then the same idea with the whole like Bellatrix getting killed. The whole Molly Weasley, just not my daughter, you bitch. It's just like. Oh, that was just thrown in there, and I hated it. There was like, yeah, you have all these like epic battle scenes, like all these big wide shots, and all of a sudden it just cuts to Molly and her, and then like Bellatrix is dead, and you're like, okay, I guess. like everyone cheered, and I was just kind of like, okay, whatever.
Everyone was waiting for that line. Me not reading a book, I knew that line was coming.
You know it was gonna be there, and I guess I really like Helena Bonham Carter's acting, but You had mentioned this earlier, that she's stumbling around things and being herself, and everyone was just eating it up.
Yeah, it's like she'll take 2 steps and people will laugh for 4 minutes.
Yeah, and I don't get it. It's an amazing performance. She's a crazy psycho lady, and it's awesome. But I wasn't reminded of anything. I didn't watch the 7th one again going into this one, but I wasn't reminded of any of the nasty stuff that she'd done. Yeah, she had killed Sirius Black. She had killed Dobby, but I hadn't. What?
Sirius Black and Dobby.
Well, I'm just saying, like, those are 2 people she murdered. But I wasn't reminded of any of that terrible stuff, so I was just kind of like, oh, her death didn't really bother me. Kind of like, Snape's death was the only one that was kind of like, whoa. And then just because, like, it was so intense with the whole, like, the snake just striking against the wall.
But I don't know, in the last movie, didn't we see the snake do a lot worse stuff?
To people?
Yeah.
It bit at Harry and stuff like that. It never.
But the girl that was.
Oh, it was the girl. Yeah.
Or did it eat the person in the last one?
Oh yeah, it just bit at the screen or whatever.
Oh.
That's all. It wasn't like it's never done anything like super crazy.
Okay.
Just lots of like striking.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But that was intense. I felt like Snape was the only one that got a good death, because you have other awesome characters like Tonks and Lupin. You didn't even see them die. You just see their hands like go together, and other than that, you hardly even saw them on screen. You just saw their hands, and then later you'd see them dead, and then you saw the twins.
One of them died. I don't know how.
That's what I mean. Like, they were just sitting there talking, and like you can see like the battle's getting ready to start, and then all of a sudden, boom! Like one of them's dead. This was the only Harry Potter movie that actually made me tear up. Which I get a lump in my throat during the 4th one when Cedric gets killed, and then Harry brings him back, and Fleur notices he's dead, and she gives that like blood curdling scream, and like his dad's freaking out and everything, and like that gets a lump in my throat. But in this one, Harry looks in the pensive, and then Dumbledore says that he has to die for Voldemort to die, and he tells Ron and Hermione this, and she hugs him and goes, "I'll go with you if you want." And I was just like, I don't know, that just hit me. That was kind of scary. I don't know, just because, you know, death is kind of one of those things you have to do by yourself, and just good showing of friendship and stuff. Trying to think if there was anything else. I think I kind of said this, that I wish that some characters got some more screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know, like him or hate him, Draco Malfoy wasn't in this. He wasn't in the book that much either, but, like, he wasn't on screen.
He gets hugged.
He gets hugged by Voldemort.
He gets a hug.
He gets a hug, and it's kind of weird. Yeah, the final battle is pretty sweet though. All the cool stuff we talked about, the barrier being really sweet. I loved when Voldemort shattered the barrier. Like it felt like glass. Yeah, exactly. It's like it just like forget everybody running at the barrier. I'm just gonna shatter it. Like so, definitely some of the effects were sweet.
Did I talk about eyes?
You did not talk about eyes.
There's one thing I needed to yell about.
Oh, okay.
Can I interrupt? Or
Yeah,
are you still going?
you're fine. I'll think.
Okay, I need to truck here.
All right.
This movie, you hear, "Hey, Harry, your eyes, they look like your mom's eyes. Hey, Harry, your eyes, you had the eyes of your mother. Harry, your eyes look like your mom's eyes." In this movie, Harry Potter has, like, eyes that open normally here on the outside of his face. They come up, they open, they kind of round off, but they get more of a straighter, squared off line towards the nose. Okay? And then I hear this, and there's a scene when they're in the forest and you see his mom. Mm-hmm. You see a ghost of his mother. And I go, oh, let me look at her eyes. Hopefully they look just like Harry's. They don't! They look nothing like they forgot that this was a big deal. Like, people talk about it a lot. She has normal, like, rounded off, like, more almond-shaped eyes.
She's one of those actors who's been there since the beginning.
But why didn't they know this originally?
I don't know.
It's a big thing. Maybe they could have photoshopped some eyes that were the right shape. It just bugged me. Yeah. And that's why I interrupted you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just my other thing would be my other favorite part. I liked the whole Snape redemption. Snape's my favorite character, but kind of what you touched on earlier, you didn't really get the full story, which kind of was disappointing. But at the same time, you got the idea of what was happening and the idea that he loved Lily and that he was going to do anything for her. So I liked that at least was done pretty well. Yeah, that got conveyed pretty well. Maybe not all the elements of it got conveyed, but still.
You're balancing.
It's true. You are balancing, and I can completely understand how that would be. That'd be hard. I thought the epilogue was stupid. What did you think of that? The 19 years later.
I didn't care.
I didn't care for it.
I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
I didn't think they looked very old. Did you? I didn't think they looked 19 years older.
Ron looked kind of old.
Ron was the only... Malfoy looked pretty old for like the one shot you saw him. He had like no hair and everything. But, yeah, I liked it. I'll just toss it.
Wait. You don't get a number. You get to grade it.
Oh, I get to grade it. Why do I get to grade it?
I don't know. I just don't want us to do the same thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna give it a B minus. Definitely not my favorite Harry Potter film, but definitely not my least favorite Harry Potter film.
Better than part one.
Yeah, but definitely better than part one. But I enjoyed it. I had fun. I'm gonna go see it again just so I can, because everything was just, I was taking it all in at once. I'm definitely gonna go see it again just to rewatch it.
Quick little smidgen.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Had a trailer.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was okay.
It wasn't anything cool.
I don't know.
Like, I liked parts of it that he didn't like. I like the Bane mask and stuff like that. You see Bane. We see someone on a bed. We think it's Ra's al Ghul.
We don't know, though.
We could probably go on the internet and find out right now.
Yeah.
Could be Gordon, but he doesn't have the full facial.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's a guy on a bed talking, and then, like, Bane shows up for 2 seconds, and then you see Batception.
Yeah. Where you see Batman backing up.
Yeah.
And then, like, you
like
see the
Bane
mask.
walking up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was alright. Anything else?
No, not really. We'll see you next time.
Let's go watch Footloose.
Cool.
See you next time. Footloose!